It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Denver Broncos. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Fittingly named in part for its considerable elevation. We're at Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver, Colorado. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
What a perfect day for football. And off we go from Denver. Marvin Mims now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Opening play, and Bo will throw. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Not on the same page with his tight end. So it's second down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space, like a chess master. Seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
Throwing on first down, Nix. He's on. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying again following the sack. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. So now it's going to be third and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Finds Mims.
Never eat shredded wheat. North, east, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on third downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Broncos looking at a punt on fourth down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. So here come the Rams on offense, ready for their opening drive. And leading them out to one of the game's all-time leading passers, the top pick back in 2009. Still going strong, it's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle Father Time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
That's a reception for Tyler Higbee. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first down, here's Stafford. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He'll get this to Cup. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a gain of 22. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Stafford now on first down. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now Stafford again. Finds his target, Robinson. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 13 on the pickup. And it brings up an LA first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing now on first down, Stafford. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it yet again. Brought in right side. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. The pressure's there, and it closes in on him. He's dropped for the sack, and that is what should bring us to the end of this opening quarter. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Through one quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on 4th down. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. Slide's kick is up and good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. On the return, here's Mims. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Denver offense taking the field for their second drive. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And not a lot of space to work. He's brought down at the 45. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down around the 34.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. From the 17. Throw complete to Williams. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Nix with it on first. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense to the line for second down. Another try following the sack. Brought in by Vele. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Nix from the gun. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And it'll knock this game up late in the second quarter.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So the LA offense getting out there for their second drive. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Shotgun snap to Sanford. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Stafford from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. So it's halftime, and a good game so far for you defensive maestros out there. We've got a 3-3 score after 2. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to a breakthrough, and things should open up as we move along.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Los Angeles getting its offense set to go to begin the third. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Stafford. It's complete to Higbee. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Rams are going to have a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They fake the handoff now, Stafford. That's taken in by Cup. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Second half starts with a run by Williams. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Finds a man. Adam Trautman has it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 32. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's across midfield into Rams territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 48. Catch made over the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And the Broncos will have a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing on first down, Nix. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. Just a field goal aside so far as we enter the final quarter of play. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. Has it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Williams. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Point after try is good by Lutz. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Cup on the catch. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Throwing now on first down, Stafford. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They send the tight end in motion. Stafford to throw again on second. Throw reeled in by Higbee. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a gain of 12 there. And it brings up an LA first down.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Now Stafford again. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Stafford now on first down. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he'll go down here at the 16.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Rams losing by 7. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 16. The throw is caught. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams cut it to a point late in this one. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And we'll see how aggressive they get to try and end this game in regulation, or if overtime is on the horizon. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. This one intended for the running back. And it's going to be 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Pass him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Throwing now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that brings up 4th and short.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Rams will take possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Searches from the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Clock continuing to run as the Rams hurry to the line. Here he is to throw. It's taken in by Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Short pass brought in. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Straight ahead with Williams. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Now the Rams are going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They stay on the ground with Williams. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. It's one of the biggest moments of the game for Joshua Carty. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And they're gonna take the lead inside the final minute.
You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Denver set to take the field on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. Still one more in their pocket to use. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Completed to Sutton. And he's going to be out of bounds, I think, a yard or 2 short of the 20 here. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. One final shot here. Trying to push it deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's the Rams who take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Rams are winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.